Do you believe the LHMU and other unions should be active around broader social issues that go beyond the immediate concerns of a worker at work?
Well, you know, you've got to look at the life of a worker, and it doesn't end when you leave the workplace. I mean, if the transport system's no good and you can't get to work, or you can't do the shifts, or if your community, you don't feel safe in at night to be able to do that night shift, if your kids are having to go to schools that you're concerned about, if you can't get childcare arrangements that allow you and your partner to both work the hours you need, if you're having to not be able to work because your mother is sick and infirmed and you need to look after them at home. I mean, I just think there's a really crazy view that says, you know, unions are just about these little sort of these things that happen in the workplace, because being able to work is about being able to have economic security and being able to have a place in society, and all sorts of things impact on that. And so, you know, not surprisingly, if you talk to our members, the issues for them, yes, it's about industrial laws in the workplace, and it's about pay and rosters and leave entitlements and all those things, but it's also about childcare, and it's about health and education. It's about, you know, for a lot of our members that are sort of new to this country, it's about various immigrant rights or services. Look, lots of different people have different issues that impact on their lives that we need to be an advocate around. So it's important, I think, that we do play a strong role in the community and in the political debates of the day that put a position, particularly for our members that are in lower paid circumstances. They have particular needs. Who's going to be their advocate if not their union? You know, who's going to allow them to have a voice? So absolutely, we've got to have a broader social and economic agenda.
With that broader agenda, to what extent do you think the union and the union movement need to link up and work with other community groups and form partnerships and alliances with non-union parts of the community?
Absolutely. You know, we're not an island, and many of our members are very active in their communities in all sorts of different ways. And we saw that a bit in the Your Rights at Work campaign. We saw the local netball team come out and support Your Rights at Work. We saw a whole lot of organisations, community-based organisations, stand up, whether it be the churches, migrant organisations, a whole range of different sort of you know, organisations and areas that our members are active through. And so if we want to speak with a voice that is based around social justice and the sort of values of fairness, equity and compassion, that resonates with a whole range of other players in the community. And so why wouldn't we align ourselves with them on issues of common interest and common values? And why wouldn't we work together to be a much louder and bigger voice? But also it's a way of reaching new workers for us too, and getting them to see the benefits and advantages of being part of a union family. A lot of workers don't have a union experience, so if we can work with them and their community organisations around issues, then that's also a really, you know, important introduction for people to unionism. So absolutely, you know, we do need to align with people and organisations that speak to our values and our issues, and work together, because at the end of the day, you know, the objective is to change society for the better, to change workers' lives for the better. If we can find allies to help with that, then I think that's very important.